Okay, that's the 5th game.
Okay, welcome to the Sound Shore Invitational. This is Mark Fischl. I'm joined today by my partner, Gerri Viant. And Gerri, we have a terrific match, round of 16 match right off the bat between the two-time defending champions, DuRandt and Mark Parsons, playing against Max LePivert and Parr. Why don't you share your thoughts with on the match with the viewers?
Right, well, we saw Max with won last tournament in Chicago, and we saw Max really step it up and handle the big stage. So Corey is a new player to the game, and he's a lefty, and you're going to notice that he's playing in the ad side, which traditionally the lefty has been playing on the do side. Backhands are going to be in the middle, but this is the way the game has changed, where the two-handed backhand is now a weapon. I know you've played a little bit with Corey's from your hometown.
Yeah, I had the good fortune of, I want to say teaching Corey the game, but I'm going to withhold that until I see how he plays today before I take responsibility for that or not. But yes, I played Corey's first tournament ever. It was the Long Island Invitational, Long Island Closed, which we played 2 years ago in February, and then we played the Nationals in Indian Trail together. And ironically enough, played against Max and Mike Gillespie in the round of 64, and Corey just played a terrific match, and we had a great match with those guys. If Max hadn't cheated, I think we probably would have won.
You're not bitter.
Not bitter at all. So I'm excited to see Corey in this level. He's had a little bit of an up and down season. They've had some very tough draws. First tournament of the year in Patterson, they played Juan and Leonard in the first round and lost badly. Second tournament of the year in Atlantic, they beat Marco and George in straight sets before losing badly to Jared Palmer and Drew Broderick, who, in fairness, everybody lost to badly. And this is their first tournament since then.
Now, Corey is also a full-time rackets professional.
Corey is the director of tennis at Christopher Morley Academy on Searingtown Road on Long Island. Corey played collegiately at Wake Forest, spent about 9 months on tour. I think he could have made a pretty good living playing doubles professionally, but like a lot of guys realized early on it was going to be a long, hard grind, and they had lots of other options. It's interesting. It's one of the things that you see affecting American tennis, which we won't get into too much, is the American juniors have lots of options. If you're from Uzbekistan or Kazakhstan, your options are maybe slightly more limited. So Corey's an exciting player, so it looks like Max and Corey won the toss and elected to receive, and Mark Parsons will be serving first. So look for them to play Corey and test his patience level and see how willing he is to lob.
Right.
And play the long points. Now it should be noted that Max switched paddles since Chicago, using an old model of the Viking, and really likes it a lot. Has great feel with it and is driving the ball much better than he was in Chicago, where he struggled with his forehand.
Now you see that two-handed backhand return, which is the reason why he's over on the ad side. Well, that's the spin. He didn't read that very well.
Yeah, Corey has not played much on the deuce side and struggles over there. This is the first time Corey's seen Johan play, and Johan plays the game differently than everybody else.
And the ball, it's 35 degrees. We're at Long Island Sound, so we can actually see the water from here. So it's a little bit colder. They're going to get more spin on the ball because the ball is firmer.
Max is going to look to do a lot of blitzing off of Corey's return. They got a lot of offense in that in the last round. A fairly easy win they had against a decent team. One of the things that makes Mark special is his ability to hit the ball on the bounce from mid-court. It's a shot that no one else seems to have.
Right, I don't see that.
And he doesn't matter if it's a high ball or a low ball.
Good control. So you notice that they're going to keep switching back and put Corey back on the ad side.
Yep.
So that. Whoa. Big swing.
Solidly struck. Good distance on that ball.
And now who's going to go get it? It's in the parking lot.
I noticed that Mark Parsons didn't volunteer to go get that ball at all. Mark's got a great video, Gerri, where he teaches people how to retrieve the ball, and he says as soon as the ball gets hit over the net, over the fence, you run to the side wire and say, I see it, as quickly as possible.
You track it. The tracker is the most important position.
Mark is now tracking for us. We're at deuce, long deuce ad game. Corey, that was their first break opportunity. A classic paddle serve, Gerri, huh? Ball couldn't have been traveling more than 3 miles an hour, and Max still got his paddle on it.
But well positioned.
Well positioned. Add in. Back to deuce. Corey's ball climbed over the net, and Johan didn't have much options.
And Max was right behind it.
I think this first game is really important for Max and Corey. Add in. Game, DuRandt, Parsons, they lead 1-0 first set.
It's not what you want to see. 2 back-to-back returner serves in the net. If you're going to miss long over the net. Give him a chance.
Okay, so Corey's got an excellent serve to the deuce side, like lots of lefties. He serves very hard and he gets the ball on that side wire. Very hard ball to drive off the deck.
Give him a couple of games to settle down.
Yeah, we can see how nervous Corey is. I mean, as you talked about in Chicago 2 weeks ago, first time the big stage for Max. This is first time for Corey.
Yeah. That is just brutal.
Oh, that was a tough ball, Gerri. That was a low ball. He had that big cut on. Love 30. Oh, what a volley.
On top of the net.
Love 40. It looked like Johan was in trouble there. Keyword being looked. $15.40.
It's a great kick on that serve. I mean, you really have to be going up on a 45-degree angle.
Another great serve. Well, you don't see Mark Parsons hit too many backhands. Back to deuce. And Corey was working on that serve down the middle when we played on Wednesday night. Now I know that Max and Corey talked about Max hitting more of the overheads.
Well, that's one of the advantages of playing with a lefty-righty combination is they have more choices for those lobs down the middle.
And look for Max to hit a lot of balls behind Johan to try and keep him honest. I noticed in Chicago when they played, I was listening to you on the live stream talking about that because Johan's standing in the middle of the court. Game point for LePivert and Parr. Getting a lot of hard overheads into Corey's backside wire. Nice positive energy from Corey and Max. Hold from Love 40. Those games seem to count more than the other games, don't they, Gerri?
Yeah, those the first 4 games they're all testing each other out. Also trying to just get a feel of the ball for themselves, and
I like the positive energy from Corey and Max there.
That's 3 return to serves in the net in a row. Nice spot. Good speed.
Gerri, why do you think that Mark served first? Johan clearly has the better of the 2 serves. Johan has so much spin on his serve. It's a very tough ball to drive at times.
Nice shot.
Mac pegs Mark. Mark is a little late deciding there. 15-30. Now the other thing I want our viewers to watch here is Max is going to try and hit some balls down the line to Johan to keep him honest. Johan's hitting all these overheads in the middle of the court. Back to deuce.
All right. Over the net here.
It's 3 errors by Max this game.
Yeah, giving him the 3 points right off the return of serve.
I like the move, just a little bit late.
Too big.
Okay, LePivert and Parr, 1-2 in the first set.
You know, Mark and Johan are just so solid that you feel like you want to do too much. You know, you got to do something big to win the point, because the other points are just how do we find a way? So you got to really play within yourselves.
Yeah, they were in both those games that they lost and just made a couple too many errors. And the thing about Mark and Johan is they're going to get better as the match goes on.
That overhead of Max's again, you know, watch, he sets his paddle at his shoulder and then he moves to the ball.
Love 15.
And he lets the ball drop to the paddle, and that allows him to keep the ball deep in the court and low in the screen.
Oh, great shot.
And for those of you that are watching Mark Parsons and Johan DuRandt play for the first time, Mark is in the blue, and he basically defers to Johan. Johan will take 95% of the overheads.
Although sometimes they're in that permanent I formation with Johan at the net looking to cut balls off and hit drop shots. Oh, great get. That was some terrific action, Gerri.
That is fast feet, slow hands.
Max has made a number of early mistakes, Gerri.
That's a great shot.
Soft
That
over
is
at line,
a
Johan.
smart shot.
A lot of early misses from Max. 15-40.
He's
Double
got to
break
settle
point.
down. Gotta let that one go through. It's below the.
You heard
below
Johan
his-
exclaim, "Playing tennis, man."
Yeah.
He was right. Watch Corey's paddle at the net. He's in too neutral a position as opposed to being on that backhand volley, which is not where you want to be in paddle. Back to deuce. Martin Corey showing some fight early. I like that. Game point. followed by Max.
Same
Gerri,
placement. Same placement that Max is putting on the overhead to Johan.
2-all. Gerri, next time Mark and Johan are on the backcourt, why don't you talk to our viewers a little bit about their positioning? Because I've noticed it's extremely unusual in how close they play together.
When they're in the backcourt receiving?
When they're in the backcourt receiving.
Yeah. Well, Johan is all the way over on the left. He's baiting them.
Right, and Mark's right in the middle
Mark's
baiting them.
because he wants his backhand.
It's a unique position for the way teams play. So we got 2-all, 15-all.
Yeah, they're setting up their strengths off the deck. So they actually, by moving, Johan moves to the middle of the court. He's playing the deuce side. He moves to the middle of the court to set up his forehand. Mark moves to the middle of the court to set up his backhand. So they're shrinking the court on their opponents where they can safely put the ball.
30-all. Johan's playing a little too fast right now, isn't he, Gerri?
Yeah.
Oh, Max with a bunch of good swings, but you got to make that.
He's got to go a foot over the net. He's got to raise it up a little bit. That's just a
Gerri,
great
I got to quickly comment on what
position.
Johan did there, which I love. I hear club players go back for balls like that and they yell, good, good, good. And I always say to them, why would you give away that piece of information?
Right.
Okay, let me take a quick moment to thank our sponsors, Viking Athletics, David Jelson and the crew, David's old company, Wilson Sports, Uline,
Hang on.
Corona
I'm
Beer,
not just drinking this light beer. I'm enjoying
Geneva Advisors,
it. Because I can actually taste
Forsyth,
it. Finally.
Total
When you're
Platform
ready
Tennis,
for a light beer you can taste, you'll know.
RBC,
Corona Light.
our scoreboard sponsor, UBS, and of course the American Platform Tennis Association. Rob Koster and his crew doing a terrific job as always. And I also want to thank Mark Parsons for not only playing in the tournament but running it as well, Gerri.
Yeah, that's a huge effort. Let's talk about that. I'm going to speak to him later and just to see what adjustments he has to make because normally, and I noticed in Chicago they were very focused before their matches, and now he's got everybody talking to him, and he's got to think about the matches and the sponsors and the logistics. And
okay, so Corey Parr serving 1, 2, 3 in the second.
Max is just so fast.
That's the shot I was talking about earlier that Mark hits so well, that high forehand from the backcourt.
Well done, well done. He controlled the speed of it, didn't overhit it. He was able to get back into net behind it.
Yeah, Mark was baiting him and hitting that ball too hard, wasn't he?
I always think, don't hit faster than you can move. These guys can move.
They can move.
Good shot,
Great
good
action.
pressure.
Max hitting the hard over to Johan, a little turn of play. I suspect there'll be some retaliation for that. Like I said, some retaliation for it.
Early.
40 love. I like Corey's demeanor early, Gerri. Love that overhead. Max gave Corey plenty of time to get back. Gerri, are there any more comforting words in the sport when Johan says to his partner, I got you? Yeah, that was a ball Max should have played, wasn't it?
Right, that was too
miss.
soft to let that one go in.
40-15. A big point for Corey and Max. The longer they can hang in there, the more scoreboard pressure they can bring to bear. Oh, Max got away with one there, didn't he?
Yeah, I love how Johan sets his paddle early on that forehand, and he just waited 1 second longer before he hit it, and then he saw that Max took a step off the net, and he was able to put it in the hole.
Max with another missed forehand. That's his shot. I do think he's got to keep swinging at it, but it's got to be shorter and better.
Well, like we saw in Chicago, he was taking too big of a backswing when he was missing.
Boy, that was the right swing. Those are the balls they got to make. 30 love. play, just caught the top of the tape again. 40 love.
Nice move.
Boy, that was some athleticism out there, wasn't it, Gerri?
All four. Great
get
move.
by Max, and Corey is quick. $40-30. Game, DuRandt Parsons, they lead 4-3.
Oh, good game.
Well, they're hanging in there, they're playing competitively.
All right, so Corey's doing well. He's feeling the rhythm, the speed of the point.
Hanging in there.
Start-
Johan
yeah,
played a
starting-
little fast, kind of helping them out. But, yeah.
Starting to see what he has to do.
You teach your Division 6 women that one-handed topspin backhand like that, Gerri?
Don't even teach the guys or the women. You just saw how Johan picked every single spot. So that was a series of pinpoint accurate placement shots, 3 off of the backhand, and he just opened up the court till he got the shot. That's what he does. So I think he and Mark, they really pick their spots well.
Boy, Max can frickin' move, can he? Oh.
Ah.
Wow. That was the thing of beauty. Max played that point as well as he could play it.
Do you think that Mark should have told Johan Max was sneaking it in on that, or do you think he just knew it?
I think he felt like, you know what, Johan, you've hit 90% of the balls. Figure it out yourself. 15-30. Max does struggle with that toss from time to time.
Does he? Because I didn't see this at all in Chicago.
Unusual. Usually we count them. I always tell him he's only allowed 3 a game.
He didn't do that at all.
Yeah, I only saw it once or twice in Chicago.
Again, look, this Max lets that ball drop way down, sets his paddle at his shoulder, and lets the ball come way down low. That allows him to keep it deep.
30 all. See, Max will now be over his allotment this game. Lost the ball in the sun. There was a ball I thought Corey was overly patient on. That first ball was a ball to drive.
This is a big game here.
Break point, 3-4, 30-40. Mark catches let go, and we have our first break of the match. 5-3, DuRandt Parsons. Mark Parsons serving for the set. Wow, that was out by a lot, Gerri.
Gotta go right at him.
Yep.
And around him.
That was a bad miss there. That is a beautiful over Gerri, isn't it? Now that you got him switched, you got to get the ball to the side wires against in this formation.
Okay,
15:30.
Yeah, 5:30. I was going to say, if Max had made that shot, it'd be love 40, and they're back in this set.
Big forehand by Corey. Double break point to get back on serve. Wow, that was a terrible
But
game.
that's the momentum swings are, fast in paddle, and that's what you got to hang in there no matter what. Doesn't matter what the score is, and
It's interesting
right
because
back.
the play has really been kind of sloppy so far. Max has made a lot of mistakes, and yet here they are serving 4-5 in the first set. You'd think that Max was the young one and Corey was an experienced vet, wouldn't you?
Corey's staying within himself. He's not
I like
hitting
his
too
demeanor
much.
out there. 4-5. Wow, that's a terrific serve.
Smart shot again, hitting behind Johan.
Well, that's like putting your hand in the bear's cage right there.
Lob volley.
Great flow to the point, Gerri.
And again, it's attack and counterattack. It's not offense, defense. Both teams are picking spots. And their patience, they were solid at net. They've hit smart overheads. Hit more balls behind Johan in that rally.
Yep, 15 love. Corey is serving really well, Gerri.
Yeah.
And they've done an excellent job of neutralizing Johan to some degree by hitting so many balls behind him. A strategy, I should mention, that no one implemented better than Mark Parsons when they beat him in the finals of Chicago Nationals 2011. 40 love. Johan's so brazen with his court positioning, isn't he, Gerri?
Oh, 3 steps and he's got the court covered.
He's so confident. He feels like he can go anywhere.
That was a great hold.
Yeah, Corey served 3 terrific games. 5-all. We got ourselves a match, Gerri. See if Max can hit a couple of good returns here. That one kind of qualified. It was a very effective miss hit. And then Johan missed the lob, but unusually enough. What a volley by
That
Mark
was a
Parsons.
fabulous volley. Yeah.
And that was perfect.
But Corey also stayed to the left side of the court too long. As soon as Max goes in, he's got to go to the middle.
Yep.
That is a
great volleys.
fabulous volley. Johan's rushing a little bit.
Corey tried to go behind Johan and found that Johan was standing right there with a big forehand volley. I think his eyes got very wide. 15-30. Great blitz by Max. Bothered him there. 15-40,
Yeah,
double break
putting
point.
pressure. Move
So
over.
Max hits a bad shot and then Corey bails.
Yep.
As opposed to either getting out of the way or hanging in there.
You
That's the type
gotta
of point that
stay
could
right
cost you
in
the
front.
set.
Yep.
Still break point though, 30-40. Was out. Okay, so Johann's overhead crosses the crack on the outside of the net, and then by the very definition of the rule, that ball is out, lost a point. Game, LePivert and Parr. So Max will serve for the first set at 6-5. I think Max let that one go intentionally. He knew that was going to be low.
He was dodging a bullet.
It's a good thing he's so skinny. I might not have been so successful dodging that one, Gerri.
We would have been impaled.
Okay, Max served a bad game last time. Let's see if he can serve a better one here. Johann and Mark are making a lot of sloppy errors, aren't they, Gerri?
Yeah, they are.
15 love. Mark does put a lot of pressure on you when you're serving to him.
Mm-hmm.
15-30.
It's a great move by Mark. It's just enough for Max having to volley up and Mark standing there.
It's interesting, Max and Corey are winning most of these long points so far.
There's that overhead again.
We're going to call that the Viant overhead.
He can hit that shot.
And don't think all the other players aren't watching this match and seeing what's going on. Same spot in the sun again.
Yep. But that's the difference. I mean, he probably hasn't seen a lot of those overheads. Not too many guys can make it break as severely as Johann can. He's doing a good job to hang in there like he is.
Has played against Juan several times. So Max hits another bad overhead.
Too hard. Just too much speed. Right spot on the court. Just too much speed.
6-all, tiebreaker. So that was a ball that Mark was fooled by, looking for Johann to hit it. And for whatever reason, it's one of those rare balls Johann doesn't hit. Good forehand by Corey. 1 love in the breaker. I always feel like the first couple points of the breaker are so critical. Boy, is he serving well over there, Gerri?
Yeah.
Those are their lobs. They're trying to find Corey. Johann's always probing.
That was a little dodgy there.
That was Corey's ball the whole way.
Johann just waits to find that ball. They can dip down at their feet and then in he comes. Once he gets to the net.
Now notice also Corey watching Max hit the overheads.
Yeah.
That's opening up a lot of room for Johann. Gotta make your partner aware of what's going on. Big return by Mark off a pretty good serve. 2-1, DuRandt Parsons, first set tiebreaker. Max is struggling with that return of serve today. Too big a backswing, huh? 3-1.
That was the right shot. He saw it.
Okay, 1-4.
Max does not need to press.
Max has definitely pressed too much in the set.
He doesn't need to press.
1-5. Boy, Max is imploded.
They're all mental errors. There was nothing that Johan and Mark did special.
And that's the set, 7-6 for DuRandt Parsons. We're going to break for commercial quickly and they'll be right back.
Hang on. I'm not just drinking this light beer. I'm enjoying it. Because I can actually taste it. Finally.
When you're ready for a light beer you can taste, you'll know. Corona Light.
Paddle's hottest website, paddleplayer.com, has helped revolutionize the sport. Pro video, leagues, tournaments, merchandise, and now state-of-the-art rackets. Visit paddleplayer.com today, Paddle's bright star.
Okay, so we're serving Corey Parr, serving love 15. First game, second set. Interesting to see whether Corey and Max can stop the freight train from starting to roll here.
I think you're going to see Mark and Johan really relax into it now. And it's going to be important for Corey and Max to just stay with what they were doing. It was working in the first set and not feel like they have to do any more. Great volley.
He does have a set of, I think, have a set of fans, doesn't he, Gerri?
Yeah, that was fabulous. That was great that Corey called Max off of that overhead because Max is coming over a little too far on some of those shots. So it was, Corey's feeling more comfortable in the match and is probably more comfortable with what Johan's going to do. And he was adamant that he wanted that overhead. And
yeah,
they need to do that. They need to stay balanced that way.
15-30.
Great serve.
Corey serves actually bothering Mark a little bit in the ag court. You don't see much of that.
It's really kicking into his body.
I played with Corey last Wednesday with a righty who's got a big backhand, and he was actually standing to return Corey's serve. He was actually standing on the other side of the hash mark, on the deuce side of the hash mark to return it. 40-30. This would be a big hold for Corey.
So you can see Mark understands the importance of getting this first game. He was very animated in letting that out ball go.
There's that same overhead mark getting off the backhand side. That's a great lob.
That's a fabulous lob. Opened up the court. Yep. We've got Mark and Johan talking to themselves right now.
Yeah. Heard Mark say once again I hit the wrong ball. Then he said, I'm getting them all out now.
That's it. Lob volley again.
Wow, Johan had 3 brilliant shots at that point and 1 horrible one. 2-1 for LePivert and Parr. Okay, 1-2 second set.
see a few more balls. And yeah, wondering how long they were going to wait there.
Mark Parsons hits more nicks than anybody's ever lived, Gerri. He's already at 2 this point. Okay, so now they're in their permanent I formation. There's the 3rd nick. With Johan looking to cut anything off. 4th nick. Johan's looking to hit the drop shot.
Corey's playing very well. No. Oh, great get.
Where's he?
He was lucky to get out of that trouble. Point of the match right here. Whoa, that was boy. Corey got him in trouble and then got him out.
What a volley by Mark. You know, Gerri, you got to mention that Nursing is a tough play to play this time of year. You have all the dappled sunlight with the shadows from the trees. Sometimes it's difficult to see the ball.
Yep, you got to stay right there.
Max looked very elegant there, falling on his butt, didn't he? Great play by Max.
He holds the ball and then just makes it dip. How many pairs of sneakers do you think Max goes through in a tournament?
A whole tournament, or we want to talk about for Max? You put the date in the bottom of his shoes, Gerri.
We should get a stepper on him because he is really fleet of foot.
Max is going to win a national championship one day, Gerri.
Oh yeah.
As he hits a terrible low lob out by 3 yards. Can I take that back, Gerri?
I think he's going to be watching these tapes and see where the errors that he's making are not tactical.
Another great return by Corey there. Yeah, they're mental,
and he's got to keep those.
He is
out.
French.
All right, head up.
Corey's
Get down
so
on yourself.
uncomfortable on that deuce side. Another real good lob. And Max got to let Corey hit that ball.
Great hands off that.
There, Corey came too far to the middle of the court to drive that ball.
That's just experience.
2-all. Well, that was a game they could have won, Gerri.
Yeah.
It's amazing how Mark and Johan seem to win the big games all the time. Corey's really done a great job of neutralizing Johan's return of serve. Wow. What a lob. That was beautiful, Gerri. Hit the cut and it bounced right. Max was standing there and it bounced right back into the net.
Well, you can't do anything with it because you can't reach over the net.
Smart play by Max, bailing there. Oh, what a ball from Mark. That's where he just plays the game differently than everybody else. He's backing up. He doesn't mind letting the ball through because he's so good off the wires. He's so comfortable back there.
Yeah, you can,
Love 40.
You can feel the match turning.
Yes,
right
you
now.
can. You feel like you're standing at the edge of the precipice.
Max got that shot too.
Wasn't quite as impressive as Johan's though, Gerri, was it? Johan
good.
actually came through and chipped it. Still double break point. I really like to see Corey hitting that serve and not babying it like that, Gerri. Think he could hit it any harder?
I think he's making Johan as uncomfortable as I've seen him return serve.
No, Gerri, was that Max hitting Johan's paddle very
Was that
solidly?
good?
Let me take a moment to thank our sponsors with DuRandt Parsons changing at 3-2. Viking Athletics, Wilson Sporting Goods, Uline, Corona, Geneva Advisors,
You know, we're all on a mission.
Forsyth,
And come to work.
Total
and
Platform
get it
Tennis, the Royal Bank of Canada, only fitting since we've got a Canadian playing, UBS, our scoreboard sponsor, and of course the American Platform Tennis Association, who makes all this possible. So back to the match. We got Mark Parsons serving 3-2 second set. Gerri, that last volley by Johan bordered on inhuman. I mean, Max hit it, baited him perfectly, had him in tight. You thought Johan was in trouble, and then the ball was going past him for a winner.
Be great to show it in slow-mo.
There's that high forehand Mark hits on the backboard.
Alright. So I'm just watching Max. Yeah, I'm watching Max's body language, and it has definitely changed from halfway through the first set when everybody got comfortable and they got into the match. And Max had that look that he had in Chicago, and I think he had, he's playing with the new partner, younger, and he's trying to play his game, and he's also trying to give him some pointers as he's going along, and that kind of changes the dynamics of a partnership.
Yeah, you got to play when the match starts. It's not time for teaching, time for playing.
Right, but there's those moments where Corey needs to know that that's the wrong time to hit that shot. But I think it's taken Max a little bit out of his game. And Johan and Mark are just so solid that they'll capitalize on any little crack. That is such a great shot.
There's a great ball from Max. So that's a break. We're back on serve, 3-all. Well, Corey played a great game there. See, notice Corey's set up at the net, Gerri. That's what I'm talking about, with the paddles in too neutral a position.
Yeah. He hasn't been drilled enough yet.
There's that 3-up formation with Johan in the service line and Mark in the backcourt hitting the ball. adjusted. So the first set, Max balled in with it overhand. Now Johan's moving in and shipping the ball at Max's feet.
Why wouldn't Max want to volley that ball straight back to Johan instead of going cross court?
Clearly should have, because you know that Johan's not going to be where he starts.
Right, and he always likes to move, but
Now it would be a
9
little
times
slightly
out
higher
of 10,
part of the net.
He hits that volley cross court. And I'm just wondering if it's, if he's trying to not give Johan 2 balls in a row to build on,
Maybe.
or just from his tennis instinct where you're volleying more cross court. Corey's got to take that ball.
That's Corey's ball the whole way. You're absolutely right. Strange serve for Max though. Down the middle of the box, soft. So it'll be interesting to see what adjustment Max makes
That's
now.
the volley. That's the shot. I just like when Max hits that overhead back to Johan on the singles line, like 2 feet up from the baseline. There.
Johan's playing a lot of these points about halfway between the baseline and the service line.
Half volley lob. Oh,
Great
hands,
volley by
great
Corey.
hands.
Big hold. Hanging in there. Got Johan serving 3-4. Another spectacular game from Corey. He's really playing well, isn't he, Gerri?
He is. It's impressive.
See the talent there.
Yeah.
Exciting to watch.
Yeah.
Part of the new age of paddle players that we talked about in Chicago 2 weeks ago. And it's going to be a day full of them, Gerri. I'm really excited to see George Wilkinson and Marco Grangero as Max hits a shank forehand over the fence. Which gives us some time to talk about some of the other new age players. Anton Mavrid we're going to get to see, hopefully. Juan Araya. It's going to be a lot of fun paddle today. I'm really excited.
Yeah, all the new tennis players that have, taken the bigger jobs where they're director of racket sports and it's also platform tennis. So
Sebastian Bredberg, Martin Bostrom.
Yep, they're all coming to
made
the
the
game
games.
in the last 5 years, and it's very exciting to see. And the athleticism and the foot speed.
It's amazing, isn't it? The game is so much fun to watch these days. I'm really looking forward to seeing George Wilkinson play later, Gerri. Big forehand.
Yeah,
I know his mom, Diane, is watching in England.
Yeah, and his partner, Marco, from Brazil. So,
is there any big news about George we want to break today, Gerri?
I think we're expecting to have a nice, strong tournament from that team. They're due for a breakthrough.
They lost a tremendous match 2 weeks ago in Chicago to
A 3-hour.
we
Yep.
got the benefit of watching that. Okay, back to the action. 15 love.
How Max controlled the speed of his overhead there.
And then the volley.
That was the right shot. That was the right shot.
Wow.
Mark really opens up the court with those placements. Look, little floater shot.
Amazing the feel he's got. Max has played a lot of cat and mouse with Johan.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, Johan is the cat and Max is the mouse. I wonder if Johan likes French mice. There's the one he buried in the net in the first set. That was pretty there.
Yeah, it was a little higher, and he aimed it higher.
Big point, Gerri.
Gets them to
3-4 deuce.
shift.
Great point to serve for the second set. I'd like to see Corey take a good swing at this ball. That was more of a guide to me than a swing. But he elicits the error from Johan, and Corey will serve for the second set at 5-3.
Again, playing within himself, not going for anything too big and not getting too excited. Now listen to the sound of the volleys. Mark just ripped 3 backhands, and the sound of the volleys were much quieter and softer. So the drive is a whack, and the volley's like a boof, as opposed to whack whack.
When we teach, we always talk about where the power goes. It's absorbed in the hand with that soft grip. To that league player, you got to hold the battle softly in the volleys. Oh, Johan missed.
Good pressure from Max.
2 points from the set, 30 love. Max hit an impatient overhead, and Mark and Johan to the ball hit you in the pants, and 30-15. Max couldn't tell. That's interesting, Gerri, because you obviously have to call it if it hits you, but if it doesn't hit you, you don't know it. But these guys are good enough friends that they can say, hey, the ball hit you.
Yeah, well, that's, you know, that kind of sportsmanship is in our game.
And Mark and Johan are two of our best sportsmen, Gerri. Got a great story I want to tell later about them.
Max is letting that ball drop on his overhead.
Johan catches the lead and it's wide. 40-15, double set point.
Or he's got to keep his eyes forward. I know Max has got a great overhead, but
and
he can't be looking at it.
He's really good looking.
He can't be looking at him hit his overhead. He's got to keep his eyes forward.
Okay, game in second set to LePivert and Parr. We're going to take a quick break for commercial.
When you don't have to shout to get the bartender's attention, you can hear the conversations around you. When the smoking hot brunette you're taking home tonight is your wife. It's time for light beer you can actually taste. Corona Light.
Okay, so Gerri, quickly before they start the third set, I want to talk about the sportsmanship I saw exhibited two years ago. Mark and Johan were playing Scott Estes and Mike Stulak in the quarters at Sound Shore. It was a terrific match. At 4-all in the first set breaker, Johan had a ball that appeared to be out. Mike Stulak played it, because Mike Stulak plays everything. Johan put the next ball away, and as they're changing sides, Johan said, how was that ball? And Mark said, I thought it might have caught, but I wasn't sure. And Johan said, I think it was out. And Stulak said, do you want to play a let? And Johan said, no, it's your point. 5-4 you guys. Pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
Okay, so starting off the third, Max missed another forehand return, 15 love. But Max has missed hitting a lot of forehands, didn't he, Gerri?
Yeah, he's... I think when his backswing gets so big, he mistimes it. Again, he's got to let that go in.
He's struggling with that ball.
Or if you're going to take it off the deck with that much spin, you have to step into it. And his body was going backwards when he stabbed his paddle at it.
Yeah, it's interesting. You see tennis players really struggle with that spin from the solid core ball, and they just let the once the ball starts spinning, you got to back off. Either get it early or let it go.
Now it was a too fast game if you want to put pressure on them. These guys aren't used to losing a set this early in a tournament.
Although they did lose one in charities in the 32s to Scott Bondurant and his partner. Corey learned a lob volley from Max.
Brave. All day, kind of rushed it a little bit there. You heard Corey called the switch before Max hit the ball.
Great get.
Max called the switch on his own lob. I think that's important, right? Because you're the one who's striking the ball. You can feel it as the ball's leaving your paddle if there's enough height on it to give your team time to switch. Have your partner call switch and then you don't hit it well. Now you're like, should I stay or should I go? And there's hesitation.
And it's also a sign of Corey's uncomfortableness in the deuce court. That he's calling that switch so quickly so he can get out of there.
Get me out
of here. Help me. Okay, 15-30. This is a big game. Corey and Max, I think this is a must game for them. And a big backhand from Mark Parsons. Double break point, 15-40. Corey's held serve 6 times in a row. Great play by Max. That was Johan-esque.
It was. He was all over the net.
30-40. Oh, that's a bad miss. 2-love. DuRandt, Parsons.
You just feel Johan relaxing more. It's not as many unforced errors as he faults.
We're hoping to have the Maverin Mistotrano Innis Roja match on next.
You know, we're all on a mission, and come to work and get it done.
Here they are on that permanent eye again, Gerri, with Johan sitting on the net.
Oh, that combination of those overheads, very purposeful. Very cat and mouse-like. A little too much there.
Good patient play by Max. Love 30. Chance to get back on serve. Well, there's a ball if Max is a little more confident. He would have taken a swing at it.
That's a better love. A little bit more height, a little bit more depth. See how low Max gets on Johan's spin overheads.
Great playing by Max.
Well done, yeah. Max gets really low on the deck, and that way he can play the ball with that much spin quicker before the ball plays him.
One of the things I really admire about Max, and today's a great example, is he's playing poorly, but there's still a lot of belief in his eyes. He's not scared of these guys. He's not intimidated. He's here to win. He's not here to play him close. And he finally hits a good forehand for the break. So 1-2 back on serve. So 1-2 third set. Max with LePivert to serve.
Do you think Mark's worried about the rest of the tournament, or he's totally focused on what's happening here?
You know, early on I would have said his focus wasn't here. By now, I think it's back. It's amazing because they're a completely different team than they were in Chicago. They're just making a lot of mistakes, Gerri.
Well, that's why I had mentioned to you. I think it's much harder to, when you're running a tournament, you're the tournament director, as opposed to just your only focus is to come and play. Give him a lot of credit.
They did win the tournament the last 2 years.
I know. I mean, it's impressive.
It is impressive,
really.
no question.
I mean, I don't know why Max wants to take that.
Mark's kind of pressing. Both of them pressing a little too much.
And this is typical of paddle. One player gets a hot hand, and partnerships balance each other out. When one player's missing, you know, somebody has to steer the ship.
40 love. Mark's ball actually hit the gate. It took a very strange bounce. That's why you should never have any clothes inside the gate, Gerri. That ball could have landed on the jackets.
That's right. Bags and all that outside.
Outside the gate. 40-15. Great lob.
Yep, that lob down the line opens up the court for you.
Like Corey looking for that forehand there. God, does Mark hit a lot of nicks.
Oh, he can't hit that shot with Johan hanging over the net. He's baited him.
Can't hit that shot.
It's tempting because you've got a short, high ball coming on the service line, and
if you're going to hit it, you got to hit it behind him.
Johan steps it up.
40 love to deuce.
Yep.
The level of intensity on this side of the court just went up a couple notches.
Yep.
Great volley by Max and some positive energy. Another game point. These game points are what big sport's all about, Gerri, aren't they?
Yep. Yep. You
Closing
can see
games.
Johan wants that. He wants that ball back.
Max. Gerri, that was
These
painful.
These are the little things, you know.
You get through the Parsons return of serve, you got control of the net. You have a ball that doesn't impact at all. That's a great overhead by Corey. Forced it too much.
Too much.
Break point. This would be a painful game to lose.
Oof.
Little miscommunication
Yep.
there. They were in trouble. Great volley by Corey. Bailed them out.
It's great pressure by Johan.
Great pressure by Johan. But
Too
why was
much-
Max going around him
Too
there?
much with Max.
Right at him. Make him make the volley.
Well, Max and Corey have to know that they're in this match.
Yep. Got a chance to get back on serve there and didn't. Johan catches the nick. Be interesting to see where things go from here, Gerri, because you really feel like Mark and Johan are focused and here to play right now.
Mm-hmm.
Can Max and Corey stop them? Great recovery by Max.
Oh,
What a volley, Gerri.
boy.
Good point there.
They're looking. They're looking for shots. They're picking spots. They're honed in.
15 all. Oh, Corey wants that one back. Back to deuce. Max. Boy, he just has not struck the ball with any authority at all today, Gerri. Can't help but wonder if sight lines are just difficult. The shadows and the trees. Oh, bad miss there. Okay, so 4-1. Let's take a quick moment to thank our sponsors. With DuRandt Parsons up 4-1 in the third and final set. Viking Athletic, Court Irish and his team, Wilson Sporting Goods, Uline, Corona Light, Geneva Advisors, Forsyth, Total Platform Tennis, the Royal Bank of Canada, and our scoreboard sponsor, UBS. Okay, Corey Parr serving 1-4, final set.
So Mark and Johan have picked up their level of play, and Max and Corey have made a few more quick errors. As you can see, there's not that much in the match, but all of a sudden it's 1 serving 4 because of that change.
Well, to me, the
Max tried to
critical
do too
game was
much.
the game Max served at 1-2, 40 love. And he missed that real easy ball at 40-30. Oh, great lob. Wow, that's a sloppy miss for Mark. You don't see too much of that.
No.
$15.30. Must hold.
Nice move by Corey. Just a little too much speed on that shot.
That's gone.
That's just experience. You gotta
Heartbeat
be
was going
very,
real fast there,
very
wasn't it, Gerri?
excited.
Yep.
The first overhead and then the second one, just obviously.
Played a perfect point. Won a hands battle from Johan and Mark, which he could put on his resume. And then got so excited, the overhead too hard. 15-40. Double break point. Very impressed with Corey's serve so far today. 30-40.
fast feet, slow hands.
Yep, that was fast feet and fast hands. 5-1. Right shot selection,
Yes.
but just
yes.
bad execution.
This doesn't Mark and Johan put so much pressure on you. Again, you feel like you have to do something big to win a point. And it's just the opposite. You got to stay within yourself.
Boy, Marcus missed.
Mark was saving his steps.
Overheads, yeah.
He was saving his steps on that one.
The sneakers. He was
worried
conservative
about that. Yeah.
Johan catches the nick. I noticed Corey making that league player mistake where he's reaching up for the ball, Gerri, which limits his motion and his ability to follow through as opposed to letting the ball drop to waist level. Another missed forehand for Max. 30-15. 2 points from the match.
It's going quickly.
Love how much Johan feels the ball on his paddle.
Yeah.
Didn't feel that one on his paddle, Gerri.
Excessive amount of spin was going to be placed on that ball.
See Max jump off the side wires there?
I saw that.
Break point. Back in it.
You just got to hang in there. You
One
just
year
have to
we were
hang in there.
down at the Villages doing an exhibition. I was down there with Mark and Juan and Anton Mavrin. And there were maybe 300 people around the court watching. And then at the second point, Mark goes over and hits his trademark backhand where he jumps off the side wire. And he knocked down a 75-year-old woman who was leaning against the wire.
Oh, God.
Okay, Max serving 2-5. Corey was admiring his volley, not switching there. Fortunate enough, the volley was good enough that he won the point. 15 love. That's a ball you would have thought Johan was going to drive, and he was just a step slow moving for it, wasn't he?
And he knew he should have stepped in and hit that. You saw the look on his face.
Nobody has fast feet and slow hands as well as Johan, do they?
Yeah. Yeah, see,
Too
by
many balls.
Max going all the way behind Corey and taking that overhead and sending it back to Mark allows Mark the opportunity to make him chase.
And there's that indecision.
And that's what happened. Well, there's too much chasing, and they're doing it to themselves. If Corey took that overhead, they wouldn't be out of position, and Mark would have to find another way to start the chase.
Love those cat and mouse points, Gerri.
Yeah.
So
It's almost it's like a singles point within the game between the two of them. Like who can outmaneuver and outdink, and between Max and Johan.
Back to deuce. Wow, that's a ball you don't see Johan miss very often.
good. So you can see Corey is learning as this match is going on. He took that shot where I think a few games ago he would have hit that overhead hard, but Johan dropped him. Took that ball and lobbed it down the line, which was a smarter choice.
Mark's hit 3 nicks so far at this point.
That is a very smart sequence. That's a fabulous point.
Great drive.
Great lob by Max cross court.
But those are those game points that you've got to close. You've got to find a way to win those points. I mean, Mark's ball was a great ball, but Max got to find a way to make that volley if he wants to compete at this level.
Seeing a lot of half volley lobs.
And Johan standing 3 feet behind the service line. Boy, I don't understand that shot. That's just impatient. Just impatient. Max has hit a bunch of impatient overheads.
Corey should have hit the deck.
Should have bailed.
Yeah.
I would have been
hiding
behind the gate.
It's not worth sticking your paddle out.
Match point.
You can't control it.
Especially against the Parsons backhand. Even that overhead he got away with, but it was not a pretty one. Back to deuce. Probably should have been in another step. Match point number 2.
Great return. Best returner in the game right here, I think.
And there we have it. Game, set, match. Parsons, DuRandt. We're going to take a quick break for a commercial, and we'll be right back.
And come to work and get it done.
A lot of companies can promise the world and not deliver, and we actually do the opposite. We deliver more than we promise.
I think 5% of our calls are answered under 1 second.
We answer the phone faster than 911.
We do answer the phone quicker than 911.
We're selling boxes and tape. There's a lot of people out there that do it. It's the way that we do it.
I think our customers love us.
As you can see, nobody's standing around. They're all working. All they want to do is get you in and out in a...
PaddlePlayer.com is your go-to website for all things paddle. Articles, videos, instruction. PaddlePlayer.com is your paddle authority. Visit PaddlePlayer.com today.
You have to have a passion for taking care of the customer, and you have to do your job as if your last name was Uline.
For my business, everything's go, 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 and the customer service alone is one of the most valuable things for us. We can call and the phone's picked up immediately. We never have to wait in a queue.
The phones don't ring at least half the time because they go directly into the headsets of our customer service representatives because they know we're waiting for it, and it can be a very fast transaction for them.
Order placed by 6 o'clock p.m., order ships out, customer gets that product more often than not in one business day. Unheard of.
And oftentimes I'll walk in and the staff will have already pulled my paperwork. They'll be pulling the order right to my vehicle. I'm here for no more than a couple of minutes.
Service has been great. I've been coming here for about 4 or 5 years now. I think it's a top-notch company because they work the same as I do. Very organized.
Not only are those orders going out the door quickly, but accurately.
We live and breathe reliability.
But we really do care if a product's returned. We do care if it's not working right. We try to do it better every day.
Every single person looks at customer comments. I mean, that's where we learn.
Every customer means everything.
Come to Uline because service has always been much, much better here. Always feel like you're treated like you're appreciated, you know.
We do it well. We do it real well.
They love us. They absolutely love us.
A customer, when they buy from us, we don't give them a reason to look elsewhere.
Once a customer gets used to that, why would you want to leave? We treat you well.
And come to work and get it done.
A lot of companies can promise the world and not deliver, and we actually do the opposite. We deliver more than we promise.
I think 5% of our calls are answered under 1 second.
We answer the phone faster than 911.
But, we do answer the phone quicker than 911.
We're selling boxes and tape. There's a lot of people out there that do it. It's the way that we do it.
I think our customers love us.
As you can see, nobody's standing around. They're all working. All they want to do is get you in and out in a pleasant way.
Everybody's very friendly. They're always smiling. Everything's right here when I get here.
It's kind of nice to see a business that's run that well as these guys. I always get good service. I like it. It's as convenient as having a Walgreens.
The company will keep doing what the company does best, which is shipping orders, selling boxes.
More people, more space, more rack, more product.
Every year I'm amazed at the growth.
See any end of it.
We're not done yet.
There's really no limit. It's very exciting.
The possibilities are endless.
I think eventually it will be a household name.
But let's just put it this way, I don't think we're ready to retire, are we yet?
No.
When you don't have to shout to get the bartender's attention, you can hear the conversations around you. When the smoking hot brunette you're taking home tonight is your wife, it's time for light beer you can actually taste. Corona Light.
Hang on. I'm not just drinking this light beer. I'm enjoying it. Because I can actually taste it. Finally.
When you're ready for a light beer you can taste, you'll know. Corona Light.
Paddle's hottest website, paddleplayer.com, has helped revolutionize the sport. Pro video, leagues, tournaments, merchandise, and now state-of-the-art rackets. Visit paddleplayer.com today, Paddle's bright star.
PaddlePlayer.com is your go-to website for all things paddle. Articles, videos, instruction. PaddlePlayer.com is your paddle authority. Visit PaddlePlayer.com today.
You know, we're all on a mission, and come to work and get it done.
A lot of companies can promise the world and not deliver, and we actually do the opposite. We deliver more than we promise.
I think 5% of our calls are answered under 1 second.
We answer the phone faster than 911.
You know, we do answer the phone quicker than 911.
You know, we're selling boxes and tape. There's a lot of people out there that do it. It's the way that we do it.
I think our customers love us.
As you can see, nobody's standing around. They're all working. All they want to do is get you in and out in a
You have to have a passion for taking care of the customer, and you have to do your job as if your last name was Viant.
For my business, everything's go, 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 and the customer service alone is one of the most valuable things for us. We can call and the phone's picked up immediately. We never have to wait in a queue.
The phones don't ring at least half the time because they go directly into the headsets of our customer service representatives because they know we're waiting for it, and it can be a very fast transaction for them.
Order placed by 6 o'clock p.m., order ships out, customer gets that product more often than not in 1 business day. Unheard of.
And oftentimes I'll walk in and the staff will have already pulled my paperwork. They'll be pulling the order right to my vehicle. I'm here for no more than a couple of minutes.
Service has been great. I've been coming here for about 4 or 5 years now. I think it's a top-notch company because they work the same as I do. Very organized.
Not only are those orders going out the door quickly, but accurately.
We live and breathe reliability.
But we really do care of a product's returned. We do care if it's not